Local news now on 102.1 WALT Meridian.
I'm Cash Matlock with Queen City Newsfeed. Here's what's happening. The Meridian Police Department is investigating a shooting incident that left a male subject with a gunshot wound to the leg. Police responded to a local hospital shortly after 6 p.m. Sunday, where the victim was being treated for non-life-threatening injuries and was reported to be in stable condition. Acting Captain Darrell Thompson confirmed that the victim was able to drive himself to a local hospital following the incident. Investigators are currently working to determine the exact location of the shooting and have identified a person of interest. This incident remains under investigation, and police are urging anyone with any information to come forward. More details will be released as they become available. Jameer Wilson, a murder suspect, was captured Friday evening after escaping from Meridian police custody. He was found hiding under a house in the 300 block of 23rd Avenue South. The incident began around 5:30 p.m. when Wilson was able to escape from the Meridian Police Department. Officers immediately launched a search in the area, utilizing K-9 units to track him down. The dog alerted officers to Wilson's location under the house, leading to his swift recapture. Brianna Lee Moore, a Florida woman wanted for aggravated manslaughter of a child, has been arrested in Clark County following a joint operation with the U.S. Marshals Task Force. The arrest follows an investigation into a serious incident in Florida where Moore is accused of killing her child before fleeing to Mississippi. I'm Cash Matlock. Follow us on Facebook or visit our website. And if you'd like to send a tip, email tips@queencitynewsfeed.com.
Your home for mornings in Meridian is News Talk 102.1 WALT.
All right, welcome in. It is Mornings at Meridian here on News Talk 102.1 WALT. Glad you're with us here for the start of a brand new week here on the 21st day of October, 2024. And hope you had a great weekend. And, of course, lots of ways to be a part of the show this morning. Of course, you could be a star of the show by simply picking up that phone and calling us at 601-485-9191. Once again, that's 601-485-9191. And, of course, we are online at WALTmeridian.com. You can click the Listen Live button right there on the homepage. It'll be right up there in the corner, and you can listen right there on your desktop, or you can download that WALT mobile app, and you can listen right there in your smart device from anywhere in the world. And got Facebook Live, YouTube, so lots of things going this morning. And it's myself, Rob, and, well, some folks call him the doctor, but one caller does.
I don't know why. I used to play doctor a long time ago.
We got Charles Frazier back in from the weekend. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you. How about yourself?
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, I like the delay. It is a Monday, isn't it?
It feels like one. It feels like one. But yeah, busy weekend.
Most Tuesdays and Wednesdays feel like Mondays. Thursdays, Fridays.
It was a busy
Saturdays.
weekend, just all over the place with football. So,
right.
But,
lots of football. That's right.
Yeah,
and the Mets lost. So, pretty much all my teams lost over the weekend. So,
yeah, the World Series is now set. And I love how someone put it this morning. Of course, the World Series will start on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Fox is going to have the coverage of the World Series again this year. It's the battle of the evil empires. The Yankees and the Dodgers.
When I was a kid, that was a classic. It was always it was like the Steelers and the Cowboys and the Yankees and the Dodgers,
But teams with the two highest payrolls go head to head.
Well, there's a reason they're in it. You get what you pay for, right?
Well, it's like I was telling my wife last night. The Mets, fantastic story, unbelievable run.
Yeah,
and I told her, I said, I guess the one neat thing about the World Series, if you don't follow baseball a whole lot, there are big names that you do know for both these teams: Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Aaron Judge. Name just go on and on. But yeah, that'll start on Friday as baseball gets ready to wrap up. Of course, a lot of football over the weekend as well.
Oh, yeah.
Alabama got beat again.
Well, hell you say. Yes, they did. Oh, Rocky Top. I'm not going to sing it, but
Yeah, we'll talk more about that. I did not get to see any football over the weekend, period. I was actually having to work at a college stadium over the weekend, so I did not get to see any games.
Did you see anything yesterday? Detroit, Minnesota?
I saw a little bit yesterday. I got a big long nap yesterday.
Well deserved, I'm sure. So,
but when I woke up, the Lions, who were they playing? The Vikings.
Yes,
that one
5-0, 4-1.
Yeah, it went right down to the wire. And of course, I watched a good bit of the Chiefs and 49ers game and kind of peeked in on the last one.
Injuries killing the Niners. Yeah.
And of course, football last night did involve one of the presidential candidates.
Which one would go to a football game?
Which one would go to a football game? So, but
was he cooking hot dogs? What was he doing?
He did
selling beer.
He did cook fries over the weekend.
And I was thinking, hey, just continue with it. I got a job for him. Well, hopefully I'll have a job in about a month. Well, 3 weeks, I guess. But.
So we're going to get into Trump's weekend. Trump, just completely opposite ends of how they were campaigning over the weekend.
Sure.
So we'll talk about that coming up. Of course, bullets flying everywhere in Meridian over the weekend.
I was ducking.
Kind of glad I was out of town this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I said it. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
So, but
yes, you went there.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't. 601-485-9191. Before we get too deep into the show, we need to thank our good friends down at Battery One Source. And what do we always say? Don't be a dumb bunny.
That's right. No dumb bunnies. And, it's a little chilly out there. If your car didn't start, you might want to go see him down at Battery One Source. I like that. I don't know if you're coughing or starting a car.
It's kind of like...
Right. 2618 North Frontage Road, in between exit 152 and 153 is where you'll find John Dufour and his crew of battery experts. They've got batteries for every need: inscription, watches, remote cell phones, even laptop computers. If your laptop computer don't have a battery, you are a dumb bunny.
If it's got a bunny under the hood.
Yeah, that's right. Then you may need to go to Battery One Source. Of course, they got batteries, tenders, maintainers, cables. They'll test your batteries for free. For cell phones broken, they even got a guy who can repair those as well. And if you're a golfer, even if you're not a golfer but have a golf cart and you need service and repair, they are the place to go. Battery One Source, 2618 North Frontage Road, in between exit 152 and 153. Give them a call, 601-693-1500, and they're open 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. Battery One Source is your one source for batteries.
Absolutely. But I was just looking on the we got a caller on the line. We're going to get there in just a second. It's amazing. Fox just had exactly what I wanted to get into here in the show this morning. Just the two differing styles of these presidential candidates. One hobnobbing with celebrities and having them come up to the podium, and then another candidate out at a football game, working at a McDonald's, going to the barber shops.
Well, and it's almost like
very different,
but it's almost like they're looking at what each other's doing and saying, I'm going to distance myself as far as I can from what that person's doing. And so they're becoming more polarized in a sense.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, I mean, I'm not talking about their political outlook, just in their campaign strategies. And it's so odd that they're on completely different ends of the spectrum.
And of course, one of those candidates got a very big endorsement over the weekend, too, that we'll talk about from the steel workers up in Pennsylvania. All right, let's go to the phone line at 485-9191. Hey, caller, good morning.
MAGA morning, true American patriot.
Has
The
Matt.
espresso.
Don't be a dumb bunny, Has.
Never be a dumb bunny.
Sound advice.
It's amazing how we kick off the show with battery one source and a Has call comes right
It's like
after.
the has, it's like the
They're
has
just
sign.
good people.
Batman.
They
They're
are.
good people. They treat you right, and they do you proud every time. You're never sorry that you go to the experts.
Absolutely.
And you go down there, they check everything. These people know what they're doing. They got the proper equipment and everything else. And they're not going to sell you something you don't need. But if they tell you your battery is fixing to yield up the ghost, you better get one.
As before we get into what you called about, I got a good story about battery one source. I thought there was something wrong with my battery one time. You know, all these vehicles with these key fobs or whatever, they have to work with the vehicle.
Right.
All it was just the battery and the key fob was bad, and it saved me God knows how much money instead of getting a battery. Other places probably would have pushed a battery on me, probably.
Right.
Absolutely. And like I said, these people you can trust. You can put a hand on them. You got a problem. You take it back. They resolve that problem. And you're never sorry you bought the best and you dealt with the experts.
Yeah, there we go.
It's when you try to shave a point and then it comes back that bulldog bites both cheeks.
There you
And
go.
we ain't talking about your face.
Oh, yeah, I know those shits.
That's a big bite.
Right. But on the bullets flying this weekend, up there at Popeyes on Saturday night, Scotty Ray was out there. He was in battle dress. He had a bulletproof vest on, and he was filming and broadcasting and everything in like real time almost. And the big hazmat salute to Scotty Ray. But I was at the VFW, and I had gone to the restroom, the latrine. So I come back, and normally the band takes a break about 8 o'clock, and I have a prayer and all. But, you know, I noticed the band wasn't up there, and everybody's kind of huddled up around the front door. Well, they were shooting going up Highway 80.
Gee whiz.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know what the resolution's going to be, but I can assure you one thing, Meridian Police Department ain't got the answer. You're going to have to get the U.S. Marshals in here or some gangbuster task force or something, but they sure ain't got the answer.
As I don't know if you've called up since we had War Calhoun on the show last Tuesday. We were talking about budgets, and of course, we've got one of the members of the supervisor crew coming in here tomorrow from Lauderdale County. But we were discussing budget numbers with Ward last Tuesday, and Charles, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but his combined budget with obviously the jail and everything that he oversees is $1 million less than the Meridian Police Department budget. And look what we're getting in return for those services. So
I preached this sermon about as many times as Billy Graham did salvation. They cover 740 square miles, the entire Lauderdale County, plus jurisdiction in the city, plus they have the jail to upkeep, and yet you never hear anything bad about them.
No.
They're much more professionally run, and it starts with the leadership.
Hey, amen to that.
Now, Ward comes on, he takes up where Billy left off, but he takes the tough questions, and a real leader ain't scared to answer the hard questions. The people want to ask. Not some prefab, this is a list of stuff you can ask, and we're going to, paint you a pretty picture deal. No, let's just tell the truth. Let's tell the truth. And you get Ward up there, they take the hard questions the people want answers to. But, somebody that's incompetent, somebody that can't run the show, they hide in the darkness, man. And they use every kind of excuse, got more excuses than a backslidden Baptist. But no, they won't come on there and take the hot questions. Why do we continue to put up with Meridian being the way it is. Well, it's like this everywhere. Is that an answer? Is that a solution, or is that just run up the white flag and surrender and let the shooting continue and everything else? It's an every day and night thing near about here. All right, and here it is. They had a shooting down at the little South Mississippi Fair.
Yeah.
Down at Laurel.
Saw that story.
They had a trail ride. This story made the Fox National News trail ride over in Holmes County, some dadgumwhere. And of course, arguments and the guns broke out. 3 dead and 8 wounded. You know, it's a race and culture problem. About 90 killed in Jackson thus far this year. You know, and still got a lot of year left. I would like for the chief of police, if they could, to come on and give us their solution to this shooting problem. Most of these people shooting are felons in possession of a firearm. That is a federal crime. Why is BATFE not down here prosecuting these people? That's 10 years, day for day, no time for good behavior, in a federal prison. Let them take them down. But this stuff like just shooting in the air or shooting at buildings or whatever you're mad at, gonna get some innocent people killed. But they have no solution because they have no plan, because they have no leadership. There's your problem right there. But I guarantee you, the only solution is combine MPD and the sheriff's department. To let Ward run the whole show, give him the $12.2 million plus his deal, and have enough money to have officers, have good equipment, good training. And Ward is answerable to the citizens of Lauderdale County. It's not an appointment like, let's tag all the boxes and the optics and we got to have this, that, and another checked. No, he is accountable to the citizens that pay that money, that expect safety, that expect to live in a peaceful, ordered society. Now, why do we continue to put up with it? Are we complacent? Are we apathetic? Absolutely. But there needs to be some recall. Do the citizens have a voice or not? Are you just going to stand there like a sheep and take it? What's going to be the deal? It's going to have to be some hottie from Northwood get gunned down accidentally, or somebody with some power and money to get something done. The little man has no recourse. He has no voice. I want some attorney out there, somebody that will do this as a public service, to check what is required to have a recall of the chief of police. What is required to have a recall of the city council or the mayor? What does it take? Because what we're doing now is an absolute failure. And these excuses we get over and over and over and over. We're doing the best we can. We ain't got this. We ain't got that. An excuse, according to the Book of Hass, is your own personal statement of failure.
And has real quick, the one line that always kills me from the police chief or the department in general. This is an isolated incident. That's used a lot, and I'm like, well, the shootings
isolated
are not
just compared to what?
Right. Yeah, I mean that line is getting old.
Once that bullet leaves the barrel of that gun, it's got no intended. It's going to hit something, whether it's the intended target or an innocent bystander or somebody riding down the road. Why do we put up with it? The only solution I know of is to shoot back. Light that ass up. Because nothing else seems to work. You got people in this town. I've lived here coming up on 75 damn years. You got people in this town that are armed, that are scared to go to Walmart or the grocery store at high noon on a bright blue day like today because of the crime. And they wonder why nobody's going to come here. They want to build something to entice industry to come here. Nothing is coming here. Meridian has the kiss of death on it. Everybody's heard about Meridian. And now with cell phones and all, you get them a good story. You got 500 contacts. You hit forward. You hit all 500 people across the United States, the world, whatever. They get that story in lightning time. The word's out on Meridian. Meridian is a cesspool. And people are not going to shop. They're not going to spend money in places that they don't feel safe. They're going to order it online. They're going to Newton. They're going to Philadelphia, going to Collinsville, going to Meridian, going somewhere out of Meridian to buy it. Now, if the merchants want to do some business, they need to put the heat on the mayor and the city council and the chief of police. There's no excuse for what's happening in Meridian. This used to be a damn nice place to live, but it's not anymore. And the reason being, it's just like the goddamn damn border situation. We have laws. We are too sheepish to enforce the laws. The laws don't need changing. They need enforcing. The immigration laws are set up by the goddamn Constitution, and they need to be enforced. You have no right to come to this country. We don't owe you a damn thing. You come here legally like all these other people did, or we send you back, either standing or laying. This is our piece of dirt, and we need to defend it, and we need to have rule of law and order in this nation, in this state, and in this damn town. Roger that.
Whew. All right. There you go. You got your cup of Has early this morning there, Mr. Frazier.
All right.
Got a handful of comments before I get your reaction there. Miss LaWanda McCoy, love her to death. She's always on our Facebook live feed. She said, I think Jimmy Kemp fixed it where the mayor cannot be recalled. Not sure about that. Miss Kathy Anderson also you said that obviously the chief is appointed by the mayor, just clearing that there is not a recall for the police chief position. But obviously, that would be in the hands of the mayor if he so wished to replace the police chief. So that would be
if there was enough of a groundswell of support or lack thereof support for a recall or a replacement, at city council meetings, if everybody just went there and said this needs to be fixed, then I think he would feel the political pressure.
One comment that has had right there, I want to get your reaction to it. He talked about business folks here in town. And of course the Popeye situation on Saturday, other businesses have been hit in the past. I mean, I'm just thinking right up the road here at Dairy Queen, they got hit by a person, Jimmy John's over here. We're just naming, I mean, Tractor Supply, the list goes on of businesses that have either been attempted to be broken into, like a drive-through glass being broken, bullets and all other kind of stuff. Is it going to take business folks in this town to kind of unite and tell the mayor and the city council, hey, enough is enough? I mean, what do you think the business leaders in this town, what is kind of the emotion of them right now? I know it's kind of interesting from that aspect to look at it. So
good question. There is no kind of grassroots organization of businesses kind of getting together and saying, look, we need to do something about this. And I don't know what it would take in order for that to happen. Now, I know a lot of business people, obviously a lot of people who are small business owners, such as myself. I don't feel a whole lot of pressure at this point downtown. I mean, people talk about, downtown's not safe. There's not a whole lot that happens downtown as far as crime goes. Yeah. Now, I'm sure we can get callers to dispute that and say, oh, no, I had this happen. But really, all of these shootings are kind of in certain neighborhoods and things like that, which does not diminish the impact of those shootings. And I think what Has says is exactly right. We've got people shooting at each other, and some may be trying to protect themselves as just normal citizens. There are others who are probably gangbangers who are shooting at each other over territory, disputes, whatever it's going to be. But I think that there's a segment of the population, and it's generally African American young men who are involved in a lot of these shootings. I can't give you a percentage, but I'm sure that we can imagine that it's quite high as far as those that are committing these crimes. So that's our kind of problematic demographic. How do we solve it is the question.
Yeah.
What do we do about it? You know, how do we prevent this from happening for the next 20, 30 years? We've got some who are on the streets that are lost, but how do we prevent the next generation from not doing that? And we as a society, as a community, need to rally our forces and say, enough. We have to stop this.
I think for me, number one, instilling fear in their hearts, there's going to be stiff, harsh consequences.
That's fine, but how do we prevent them from going into the gangs and things of that nature? What do we need to do?
Yeah,
because these are big questions, and the answers are very complex. I know that.
Let's get to Fox News right now. We'll be back. Happy birthday to Charlotte Caffey of the Go-Go. She's 71 today.
Wow.
Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready for that one or not. Andrew Scott, actor, turning 48 today. Of course, he was in Saving Private Ryan, a couple of other movies there. He had kind of a lackluster list today. Kim Kardashian's having a birthday today, just in case you were wondering.
Or care, which we don't.
She is 44 today, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is 75 today.
Really?
Yeah.
We go bomb something.
We got to go bomb something.
Yes. Okay.
And of course, we were talking about the Yankees earlier. The late MLB Hall of Famer Whitey Ford.
That's very late.
Yeah, that is very late. Of course, he passed away in 2020, and of course, won 6 world championships with the Yankees as a left-handed pitcher. There for the Bronx Bombers,
right?
So which they'll be in the World Series starting Friday against the Dodgers. 601-485-9191. Before we get back into our discussion we had during our first segment, let's thank one of our other great local sponsors here on the program. And of course, got to talk about Billy Adam Calvert and his amazing staff just down the road in Meridian at Southern Business Supply. And it's a Monday, so that means Charles Frazier is going to be checking out his inventory.
That's right. Making my order online at southernbusinesssupply.com. Of course, you can also go see him at 5685 Dale Drive. And over there, they've got a beautiful showroom with all kinds of office furniture. But what I do is I go online and order all my office supplies, pens, paper, staplers, and staples, of course, to go in the staplers, but boxes, anything you need for your office, they've got it. They've even got snack room accessories, coffee and all that. Yum. Exactly. All the good stuff. And they'll bring it to your office. That's what's great about it. Order it the next day. It's delivered. Can't beat that. And of course, you can always call them 601-485-2447 or go see them at their showroom, 5685 Dale Drive. They're open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. When you buy local, your money stays here. Don't go anywhere else. Stays right here in Meridian. And say no to the big box stores and say yes to Southern Business Supply. .com.
How did I miss this birthday? Judge Judy's got a birthday today.
Goodness.
Judge Judith Scheinlin.
Wow.
She is 82 today. It has been reported that she makes $47 million per year for Judge Judy. For the TV. $47 million.
Wow.
Her overall net worth, are you ready for this? According to Forbes, it's $480 million.
Wow.
Maybe we need to bring her down to Meridian and put her on the bench.
Yeah, maybe I need to change careers.
I know, right? So Judge Judy turning 82 today. Let's go back to the phone line. Of course, our discussion we had in the first segment, obviously shots all over Meridian over the weekend. Of course, we did have the report of the shooting that happened last night where a victim was shot in the leg, drove himself to the hospital. Of course, they're still investigating that one as of this morning. Let's go to the phone line right now. Hey, caller, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. Come in peace. Love everybody. There's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing we can do about it. How are you, sir?
All right. Couple of things here. My old man, Tasmania Devil, he's on a roll.
He was on a roll this morning.
Hey, but I have to tip my hat to that man. He's right. He's right in what he's saying. If you're starting on the bottom part, if you're trying to compress people, so he's 100%, well, 90%. I always get 90%.
That's fair.
Now, to Mr. Frazier, he just made a statement about a grassroots group. Hey, I'll be the first one to sign up with it. Let's get going. And I can bring this to the table. I know how and why the police chief was chosen. I don't know who yet. We need to discover that, but I know how and why she was chosen.
Bring it to us here.
So a lot of stuff we do need to, let go of the past. It's a lot of past stuff that's holding Meridian back. And he was right about plants and factories coming in there. Why would they come in there? Meridian used to have a great history. Like I said, even the school district used to be a federal blue ribbon school district. We even had Miss America, 1986, come out of Meridian High School. So, we had a lot of good, and I think she's celebrating her 60th birthday. Have they been acknowledging that there?
Is that today?
If it's today, I have not seen
Susan
anything
Aiken?
yet. Yeah, we'll have to look on
Yeah,
that.
Susan Aiken. Yeah, she celebrated her 60th birthday. So yeah, it's a lot of old system that's still in place. Now they have gone covert. They're not overt system, and a lot of people don't even see them. But it's a bunch of overt system that's still in place that's holding Meridian down, compress, oppress, depress, and this stuff just gonna keep on spontaneous combustion. And yeah, it happens other places, but Meridian is sort of like in a small community. We should be able to get our hands wrapped around that. But the how and the why I know, but the who we have to get in small groups and maybe we can come together. And I'll be the first one to sign up. So, Mr. Frazier, get it going. Invite us down to Wyman's and just serve us a piece of pie. We'll work for pie.
Have some pie and a chat. How about that?
There you go. That's what we need to do.
There we go. There you go.
So you guys think about that, and Meridian still got a chance. Like I say, it can be the template for Mississippi, and it can be the template for the United States.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good.
Old system, they're still dangling around, but most people don't see them because it really don't affect their life. But those systems are still in place, and we just gotta, matter of fact, convince the one that's on the top to help let these systems go. Because as we know, a rising tide, what they say, it'll raise all ships.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just keep on shooting that fish in a barrel, that's the easy part. We can attack down on the bottom, but we got to go up top and convince them as to, what we need to do. And some of them may not even know it, So once this chat gets going and we get to talking and you bring people in, one word lead to another, we can fix this. That's my confidence. Good day, then.
Yeah, good to hear from you this morning.
All right, yes, sir.
All right, 601-485-9191. Some comments there about our good friend, Mr. James there.
Yeah, I think he's got some good points.
I was just thinking about this a moment ago, with the Meridian police chief. She was on this program once upon a time, but in full disclosure and just tell you everything about the scenes, that interview only happened because we had to ask certain questions that were provided to us from the city of Meridian, with their public affairs department or relations or whatever you want to call it.
It was like a CBS Kamala interview.
Exactly.
Yeah, anyway.
The bottom line is now, and I'm not talking about just the police chief, I'm talking about all public officials. It's amazing to me because I've been on this show full time for a couple of years now. And I've gone through 2 election cycles here, both municipal and both Lauderdale County. It's amazing to me, and it's like this everywhere. It's amazing when these candidates or the folks who end up winning office or they're, incumbents or whatever, and they get reelected. It's amazing how they never grace our doors until it's election time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just being honest about it. I mean, we have not had the mayor on, but maybe one other time since he was elected. Well, and I told Jimmy over and over again, the door is always open to you. You know how to get in contact with us. The supervisors, which we're going to have one of those on tomorrow.
And I was going to say the supervisors are actually available.
Well, one is.
Okay, JJ. But
one comes on here.
Right, so we'd invite them all on.
And of course, the city council, Tybell Lindsay.
She's
no matter your opinion about her, she has been on. But this goes for all the other folks that we have invited constantly to come on this show. It's okay to tackle hard issues. We're not going to come in here and say, I got you.
Right.
Do that. Because the public deserves answers from their elected officials and not just during election time.
Yeah.
Don't say some fancy message to get you in a position. Let's tackle these issues together. And we look to our elected officials for that. And a lot of times we're not getting a lot of payoff for what we're electing out there.
Right. And I think that elected officials, I think that there's a fear that they're answered a question that they don't know the answer to or they don't have a solution to. And I think that I think what everybody want to hear more than anything else is, I don't know the answer to that. We need to figure out a solution together, and that I'd love to hear that from an elected official as opposed to kind of the diversion. I was raised in a middle-class family.
What?
What? Where did that come from? Yeah. And they're just totally non-answers to the specific questions.
Yeah.
So, I understand being a politician is not easy, and I don't envy them. I would not want to do it. However, it's something that you signed up for.
Yeah,
And so
absolutely.
I think that there is an obligation to be open and candid with the public about what's going on and what we can do to solve these issues and to address the issues and to acknowledge the issues.
Yeah.
The first thing you do in order to solve a problem, you've got to clearly define the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And admit that there is one instead of kind of sweeping it under the rug saying, it's every other place has these problems. Yes, they do. We're not unique in that regard, and Has is right as far as that goes. A lot of other cities this size across the South have the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
However, why should we?
Right.
What can we do about it? This is our town, and how do we take it back?
I know I can just speak from my personal experience with elected officials here, the ones that I've talked to that are willing to come on this program. JJ Anders, Lauderdale County Board of Supervisors. He's one of the newest supervisors. He's been on the job for a little more than 10 months. Yeah. He has been on this show numerous times, and he's going to be on here tomorrow.
We have to kick him out sometimes. Yeah. Like, not letting you in today, JJ.
And
locking the door.
And I talked to JJ on the phone. I was actually going to reach out to him, but he called me and reached out to me first.
That. Yeah.
And we talked for a good while about the issues of obviously the $9 million loan, which we're going to bring up tomorrow. And I can just tell you one thing from that conversation I had with Anders a few days ago. He's already done his homework, and he's ready to come in here and face you folks and answer those questions. And he's willing to take calls. And he's going to be on here for an hour and a half.
Wow.
Tomorrow morning.
Is he going to bring donuts?
I don't know. I don't know. And of course, Billy Adam Calvert, one of your state representatives, we talk a good bit. We'll text back and forth. And, sometimes if he does not have the answer I'm looking for, he's going to go find it.
Sure.
And he always delivers on that. And Jeff Tate's the same way. I mean, city council is sometimes hard to reach out to. I know Ty Bell Lindsay's been here before, but it's okay to be a regular guest on this program and talk to the public. It's okay. They voted you into those positions. Some may have not voted for you, but still, just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Whether or not they voted for you, they are your constituents.
Soapbox.
Yeah, and you represent them.
Soapbox, step off.
Oh, no, stay on it.
You want me to stay on it?
Yeah.
I'll just keep going.
You're a little taller, too.
Let's let this next phone call take it.
Okay, we'll do that.
Hey, caller, good morning.
Well, sometimes politicians can't say exactly what the problem is, of course, because there's a problem.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But identifying the problem is a big deal. But when you identify that the politician is the problem and you put him right back in office, then the voter is the problem. So, it's a never-ending circle,
Yeah.
Not only, as I said before, the only reason you have rhino politicians is because you got rhino voters. They say they're conservative, and when it gets time to vote, they put a liberal right back in office every time. But guys, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to listen tomorrow. But now, y'all help me here. This $9 million, are they saying that they have this huge industry wanting to come in here if they do such and such? Is that what this is money? Is that what they're saying? There's something coming if they spend this $9 million?
I think what this $9 million loan is, and Charles, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, because it's a conversation we had with JJ Anders several weeks ago, and he's going to be on the show tomorrow, obviously. But I think this $9 million loan is going to be split between the city and the county. And of course, the loan is only going to happen if this business is coming.
Well, now, I think that they're borrowing the money anyway. Yeah. But they're only going to spend the money once the business, whatever they sign on the dotted line,
whenever the ink is dry,
whenever you have confirmation on that, then they will spend the money. If the business doesn't come, the $9 million will go straight back to them and be repaid in full.
Back the city is going to spend their $4.5 million on the industrial park also for this business.
I think it's an MDA loan, the Mississippi Development Authority. So there are probably some strings attached as far as what it can be used for.
Correct.
Okay. Now, how is the money going to be repaid? Do you know that? Where are they going to get the money? They say it's not going to cost anything.
Well, tax revenues presumably
say that, but that's not true. Of course, it's going to cost something. It's going to add $9 million. $9 million loan plus interest onto the taxpayers. So how is it going to be repaid?
increased tax revenue from this plant or whatever it is that's coming, data center. A lot of different, I guess, rumors about what that is.
Well, I've never heard of a new industry, especially one of this size, coming to a location where they did not grant them a tax exemption.
Yeah, I that was my concern too.
Yeah.
But that's we'll talk to JJ about it more. I don't know the ins and outs of it.
Yeah. Well, the repayment of that is a big question, dollar for dollar. I mean, they did the dirt work out there. I mean, have they got are they going to have to build a building also? Is that what what is the money going to be spent for, and how is it going to be paid back? Now, the city can do something called tax increment financing because they get sales tax. The county doesn't get any sales tax. The city can say, this is going to be, we're going to do one of these tax increment finance bonds where we're going to repay that money from the additional sales tax that this industry is going to generate, and they can get around the taxpayers by doing that. They've been using it for years, but now the county can't do that. So where is their share of this payment going to come from? So I know y'all will find out.
JJ, we're gonna ask that. That's gonna be pretty pointed questions
we'll be
on that.
For that in the schools, right? Okay.
Y'all not gonna softballing? Y'all go hardball. Y'all gonna play hardball. Y'all not gonna play softball.
Well, I mean, these are, it's legitimate questions. I mean, I don't think it's hardball. It's just legitimate questions. Where's this money going, and how's it going?
Wiffle ball is
wiffle ball. Yeah.
Let me thank JJ and Mr. Andrews for coming in. He hadn't been corrupted completely yet, so let me thank him for doing that, because you sure don't see many of the other ones. And if you're a politician and you can't take the heat, if you sit up there and make decisions that affect people's lives every day and people not happy about those decisions, you're in the wrong business.
That's right. Amen. Amen.
Yep.
If you feel good enough about the decision, it's going to help the people enough, then you shouldn't worry about that. But anyway, all right. Well, we hope all these answers. We hope, most of all, I'm gonna hope and pray, and been doing it for a long time because I've been keeping up. Well, these folks need jobs around here. It is a crying shame how all the other cities in this state have been blowing and going, and we sit here and can't draw flies. These folks out here need to work. They will work. We got a working bunch of people around here. Lots of people have lost their jobs that work hard, and they will work. And they need something besides minimum wage and barely getting by, and they deserve it. This part of the state deserves it. So hopefully our leadership finally gets it together and gets it done. Thanks a lot, guys.
I appreciate it, Chuck.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you.
601-485-9191. Let's go back to line 2 here on the program. Hey, caller, welcome in. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Hey, Miss Ruth.
How are you?
I am so sorry. I missed whatever went on beforehand because I go to the NPR at 7 o'clock to see what's going on.
You'll be here.
How dare you?
I am so sorry. Whatever happened, I am so sorry about that. I just tuned in and heard Mississippi James talk about the hash. It upsets me. I wish you would stop, please, Mr. James, calling him a Tasmanian devil, even if he has given you permission and all of that. You see this name calling. See, this is part of the problem also. This ugly, ugly name calling. All right? And the
I think that's meant as a compliment.
You're between things, because when Hans starts talking about kumbaya, he's talking about African American. That's our thing, get together and love each other and that kind of thing. So these cold words.
Well, that was kind of a hippie thing back in the 60s. I don't know that
these cold words that he puts through. All right, and then the whole thing about diversity, that is not working and we don't want this. That is, to me, that what he's really, they're double talking here. Let's keep the races separate. He might not believe that, but that's what it sounds when he starts coming out with these code words. And then when Mr. James is falling into this whole thing of this, call this negative talking and calling people, I don't think it helps anybody. One other thing I want to say, because this was a 4-year period in my life, Roger, I had, because of my husband's job, I had a chauffeur and rode in a limousine. This was only 4 years of my life, all right? Rode in the limousine to take me wherever I wanted to go. I had for a whole week I was on the QE2, that's the Queen Elizabeth II, first class, again, because of my husband's job. First class, eating with the captain every evening and listening to that boring Lawrence Welch music. That was all part of that 4-year part of my life. And so my whole thing is when people start talking about Kamala, who was there at my sister's church yesterday, saying when she was, in elementary school or something like that, in the Baptist choir, she has had, and the conservative people, those men want to put out there, that she was in Canada and the father was a this and all that kind of thing. She has had the Black experience because her mother is dark-skinned. It's a dark-skinned Indian. They're on a caste system. And so in her mother's case, and that younger sister that Kamala has, also, she was not going to be a part of once that marriage ended or whatever, that put her into the Black experience and all kinds of things that were going on. So if she's saying in a Baptist choir, you can believe me, and went to and graduated from a Black university, you can believe me that she's steeped in the Black experience. And so if you don't want it, so for people to start talking about she's not Black and this, although that should not be relevant, but we need to get our facts and things straightened out here. So if people start talking about where she was on the QE2, and then, which is, by the way, much bigger than the Titanic and much more luxurious than the Titanic, but that was over a 4-year period of my life. All right. And you can't identify me about 4 years that I had in my life with the overall thing. And then when I'm talking, but I'm not complaining. I don't feel victimized. I think I have had the kind of experiences that any human being would have, regardless of their race. So when I'm talking, I'm not complaining.
Miss Ruth, I have a quick question. You say that Kamala Harris she sang in a choir at a Baptist church when she was growing up?
Yes, she had it. She had that kind of experience, and I think that had something that happened after.
Then
broke up. She had to go into the Black community.
So she grew up in the church, and she was very religious growing up in her upbringing. Then, correct?
Well, I guess that part of it, I don't know. Like what part? The only thing I know is that yesterday she was at New Birth, and that's my sister's church.
Well, the reason
they were lining up at 4:00 in the morning to hear this lady talk.
Then the reason I asked that question is, then why at a rally over the weekend, when someone that was, which is our constitutional right to protest, basically at a rally said that Jesus is Lord and Christ is King, then she basically told that individual, you're at the wrong rally. If she was brought up in that experience, then why would she say that to that individual?
Well, the thing about it, I cannot answer what people do when they're on these out here talking like with Trump, who's talking all kinds of nonsense.
I didn't bring Trump up. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about her rally.
I don't know why. I have no idea why she would say that. I don't even know what was going on. But the point is that you can't change her experience. That's the deal. And all of these politicians, they get out here, they tell lies. Every single one of them. Trump had told 30,000 lies by the time he left office, and only God knows how many more he told after he left office. My point is that you look at these people's experiences, and you cannot deny the experiences that they have had. All right. And the thing about it is, the people who are there to say, trying to put her out of the Black community, you cannot do that. She is steeped in it, and it's not going to be changed. And whatever is going on out here for the next 2 weeks, only God knows what they're going to be saying and not saying. There's Trump there flipping hamburgers or something yesterday.
All right, we got to run, Miss Ruth. We are out of time. We got to hit Fox News here.
Sorry. Okay. Have a nice day.
All right. It's amazing how I ask a simple question and Trump gets brought up into it.
I don't know what happened with all that. I'm still thinking about Kumbaya.
I just thought that Christ is King and you were brought up in the church. You should say amen to that, but you're at the wrong rally. But anyway, I digress. Yeah. So we'll be back in just a moment.
Did you hear the news?
Hey, did you hear what happened?
Hey, did you see what happened?
There's enough misinformation and unsolicited news out there. Queen City Newsfeed is the trusted, accurate, and unbiased local news source for East Mississippi and West Alabama. So tune out the hearsay and tune in to Queen City Newsfeed. Find and like them on Facebook and bookmark queencitynewsfeed.com. Accurate and unbiased reporting straight from the heart of our community.
Fox News and Vice President Harris will again have an anti-Trump Republican on stage with her.
The vice president and her team think they can win over persuadable battleground state voters by having 3 moderated conversations today in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And the moderator is going to be Liz Cheney, the conservative who says she doesn't really consider herself to be part of Donald Trump's Republican Party.
That's Fox's Peter Ducey in Royal Oak, Michigan.
We need strong borders. We need great elections. If we don't have great elections and strong borders, then we don't have a country.
That's from a Trump rally in Pennsylvania after the former president worked a fry machine in a McDonald's drive-thru. The House task force investigating the first Trump assassination attempt back in July has a report out this morning, and Fox's Brooks Singman details it.
The tragic and shocking events of July 13th were preventable and should not have happened. The task force finding other notable lapses in security and planning by the now embattled agency, like would-be assassin Thomas Crooks being under scrutiny by Secret Service agents and local police for nearly 40 minutes before the rally, yet not taking any action.
Now, last week, an independent review called for major Secret Service reforms. Today, there will be a Trump rally in Greenville, North Carolina, after the former president visits the flood-ravaged
All right, folks, welcome back in. It is Mornings in Meridian. Thanks for making us a part of your Monday, October the 21st. And our number, of course, is 601-485-9191 here on the program. Of course, WALTmeridian.com, that WALT mobile app, Facebook Live, YouTube. We are everywhere on this Monday. And phone lines are already ringing up at 485-9191. We'll go to our phone call here in just a moment, but we need to take the short trip up to Philadelphia and thank our good friends down there or up there at Doc's Toyota.
Down, up, wherever they are.
Wherever they are, up, down, wherever. Doc'sToyota.com as well.
That's exactly right. All kinds of brand new 2024 Toyotas. You know, Toyota is number one in reliability. You know, buy a Toyota. It's going to last forever. They've got Camrys, Tacomas, 4Runners, Tundras, Highlanders, Priuses, Prii, and Land Cruisers. That's a good-looking vehicle. And, of course, they not only have a huge inventory of those, they have a very large, some might say, inventory of pre-owned vehicles as well. All been through the rigorous multi-point Toyota inspection process, so you know you're getting a good quality used vehicle. Check them out online at docstoyota.com or take that short drive up to Philadelphia and see them on Highway 16 West. And, of course, you know, every dealership has a deal. You get all kinds of $500 cash back, get a toaster, an air fryer. Who knows what you get these days? Target, you know, gift card. And we don't need that kind of stuff. Everybody has a deal, but I tell you what, there is
no deal like a Doc's deal. All right, let's go to the phone line. Hey, caller, thanks for holding. Good morning.
How are y'all doing this morning?
Good morning, sir.
I just want to probably cause a stink this morning, but I'm curious about two things. How are our property value is going up 20%, and that's how they're going to pay for these new buildings. It just strikes me as being too coincidental. I could be wrong on that, but what do you guys think about that?
Well, you know, this whole tax situation, you know, we picked it apart pretty good last week. We had Whitney Hodges on the program back on Thursday, and she kind of explained the process too. It's not a 20% increase across the board on everybody. I think a lot of folks are going to see their values obviously go up, but there's going to be increased taxes. That's going to kind of vary as everything kind of goes along, which, by the way, Charles Whitney did bring your tax bill by. I have it over my.
Did you pay it?
I didn't pay it, but it's over there.
Oh,
yeah, I think yours went up. So, but anyway, but yeah, we're gonna have one of the supervisors on the program tomorrow at 7:30, and I think that would be a heck of a question to ask Mr. Andrews tomorrow. He'll be on here at 7:30. So
that'll be a good thing. And the other thing I want, and this is probably seems controversial, but I'm not I like everybody. Why is it that if you have a white parent and a black parent, why does everybody always lean toward the black side of their family? There's always division in a household and a family and situations like that, but it seems to me like how much black blood do you have to have in you before you're considered black or white? Because we know Obama was white and black. We know Kamala's mixed race. We know, everybody really, when you get down to it, if you check your ancestry, you probably find out you got a lot more different strains in you. But they always lean toward the black side for some reason. Is that just a thing of the future? I mean, I don't even like to use the word racist because we wouldn't have racism if people wouldn't keep bringing it up,
Yeah, I wish I had a better answer for you on that one. I'm not really 100% positive on that one. So,
well, just a thought, a process.
Yeah.
It seems like they use that side when it's to their advantage. And I know people that's gone to school. Their name was Rodriguez. They're probably as white as I am, and I just say, but their name's Rodriguez. They went to school on free programs because their last name was Rodriguez. Gets them a lot better money in school. But
and in all fairness, why not? And I'm not a big fan of taking advantage of things like that. But I'll give you an example. When my wife and I purchased some real estate, we had a loan from the Small Business Association. And if we were 50-50, we had a certain rate. But if my wife, who is a woman and therefore a minority, was 51%, our rate went down significantly. So guess who owns 51% of the building?
She does.
Exactly. You know, and
you take advantage of that.
Of course. You know, and that's just a better rate. I mean, why would we not do that? And you know, regardless of whether or not you agree with the system, hey, that guy says, wait a minute, I have an advantage by doing that. I'm going to take it.
Do it.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to claim that. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of the way I see it.
Yeah.
I understand the process. I really do, and I agree with you that take advantage of what you can. But at the same time, that just flies in the face of them wanting equal rights and the government saying, oh, they need all the same rights. Everybody needs the same rights. And if we're going to have the same rights, let's just have the same rights and let's have the same pay scale. You know, I believe a woman works as hard as a man does, sometimes harder.
You're exactly right.
They seem to be a little more concentrated in their work than men do most of the time. So, but
that's right.
Let's just make it fair across the board. And I'm for a 10% tax on everything and give me all my money in my paycheck. You know.
Hey, I'm with you there too. Get rid of the income tax, right? Don't tax
me
for working.
If I buy a Cadillac, I pay 10% tax on it. If I buy a Chevrolet, I pay 10% tax on it. That way, that drug dealer making $20,000 a week, he buys a hamburger at McDonald's, he pays the same tax I do.
That's exactly right.
Bingo.
Yep.
Anyway,
of course,
you guys have a great day.
I appreciate you out there.
Drug dealers are legal now, but anyway, I mean,
right. 601-485-9191 here on the program. Before we take our next phone call, we need to thank our friends down at the Magnolia Restaurant, the Queen City Truck Stop. Folks, always a great menu, great lunch specials every day. And of course, you can always get your day started with that rise and shine breakfast.
That's right. And it's a good segue from what we just talked about into the munchies. You got the munchies, you go down and see them. Exit 150, the Magnolia Restaurant inside the Queen City Truck Stop. Today is Monday. We got beef tips over rice, chicken wings, pot roast.
Oh, gosh.
Man, that sounds great. And again, what kind of restaurant does a pot roast?
I know, it's amazing.
Like country cooking there. And of course, they got fried chicken. They got the veggie plates. They got the Biggie Burger. How big is it, Rob? Huge. It's huge, humongous hamburger. Although Biggie Burger just sounds a lot better. And they got the long haul breakfast. If you're a long haul truck driver, or if you just have a long day ahead of you, that thing will keep you going all day long. Here's what you do. You know, when you got a lunch break, you call them 601-482-0259. And by the time you roll on down to exit 150, that food's going to be hot and ready for you. Better than fast food. It's cheaper. And, you know, you just can't beat the service over there. And the service is friendly. Coffee's hot. You know, the air's cold or the heat's on, whichever way you want to look at that. Go check them out. The Magnolia Restaurant inside the Queen City Truck Stop. You will not be disappointed. And you know what else? They never close.
It's beautiful.
It is.
I think Biggie Burger just fits better on a t-shirt.
Biggie Burger.
Yeah, just fits better on a t-shirt.
Humongous hamburger.
They ought to do like if you eat the whole thing down there and give you like a t-shirt or something. I ate the Biggie Burger.
Right.
Because it's tough to eat in one sitting. That's for sure. So,
but you've done it.
I've done it. I lied to you.
Got a couple times.
That's right. Let's go back to the phone line. Hey, caller. Thanks for holding. Good morning.
Hello, Devil here, Tasmanian Devil.
It's the Tasmanian Devil.
He's back.
He's back.
I think Mississippi James, if he's listening, I take that as a compliment. But he knows, and I know, every word that I said is absolute truth. And a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. They want to be stuck in their little fantasy world, and that's okay, you know. But I have a right to speak the truth, and I have a right to my opinion.
That's right.
You know, and everybody, you're not going to please everybody. Even Jesus didn't please everybody, so I ain't got no chance. But I'm going to speak the truth. And you know, here it is. Mississippi James, I talked to him at the Pancake Jubilee one time, and he sees the road pretty much the same way I do. And the problem exists, but the problem needs to be solved in the community that it exists in. Rather than complain and blame somebody else, they need to start working to solve that problem. And just like anything else, before you can solve it, you have to acknowledge that it exists. lying to yourself and to others that the problem doesn't exist is not a solution.
Yep.
It's not a solution. And you've got to do something different than what you're doing, because if you practice the same thing over and over and over, and it's a failure the first time, the last time you do it, it'll still be a failure. So, Mississippi James, if you want to call me the Tasmanian devil, rock on. Roger that.
All right. Man, we got a double shot of Has this morning.
Yeah. The Tasmanian devil.
He says, I'll take the name. So, all right, let's go back to line 1 here. Hey, caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Thank God. Well, yeah, thank God most of the people in our town do not have has the thing, but that's not why I'm calling. I want to say that at the time when I was there on the QE2, I was 30 years old. All right, and all of these older people who were there were these people who were grandparents and had all of this money and all of that. But that 4-year period from my 30 years, when I was 30 to 34, I went to the top of the mountain. Now, but the point I'm calling for now is this gentleman who called in. The reason why we have to go back to history, the reason why people go to the Black community is because we had that law, all right, that, if you just had just one drop of Black blood in your vein, you were considered Black. And they had this thing set up. You had all of these people, the ones who were lucky enough to be born light enough so that they could pass. You had them running to the north and becoming white people. But they had Black mothers. The other ones had to stay behind. And even when they were found out, that was that they cut off the whole thing. Of course, if you read the whole thing about that president that we had, who had that Sally, who had Jefferson, these children, some of them left and went to the north, and they cut off the thing with their mother, who looked white and all of that, but she didn't go. She could have gone to pass. But that is the history that we're still now we're out here saying, okay, the biracial. By the way, I have one grandchild. His mother, my daughter, is Black, and his father is white. I have a biracial grandchild. All right, let me put that out there. Okay, the other thing is that when we do, let's see now, I got off the point here. All right, so the whole thing about now, people are saying, oh, they're biracial and they want to claim this side and that side, and then most of them are claiming both sides and all of that. You can do that now, but you could not do that during slavery time, and even after slavery time. You couldn't do that. All right, you had to go, you had to, like I said, go to the north and just pass for Black. So you had all of these light-skinned Black people passing for white people because they could. All right, and then you had the ones who couldn't pass because it was obvious that they were not white. That is the history for that gentleman who wanted to know why is it they go to the Black because they had to. They had nowhere else to go. That's how it was done. And so that thing, we're still hanging with that history and all of that. All right. We have, like I said, the whole thing, you can say whatever it is you want to say, but that is not the image that Dr. King put forward to us, and that we're moving forward. We're moving toward, I am a human being and you are a human being. All right. And what we need to be doing is looking for what are the things that we have that are like, and that we get these hands on deck, and I have something to contribute to what you have to do. You have something to contribute, and we're all going to come together and get our problems solved. And we're not going to be out here talking and having things that are divisive. All right, among us, we need to stop it. That was not Dr. King's dream. Dr. King, even when he went to Chicago that time and got stabbed, he had moved his family to the housing project. And a lot of people didn't know that this is a man who deserves all of the glory that we give him. Yeah, he moved to the housing project so that his children could experience what was happening there. And we need to come together and not have this, I'm on this side and you on that side, and we need to be looking at the differences and all of that. We need to stop it. Thank you.
Dang. All right. Good deal. All right. There you go.
Okay.
I feel educated now.
Oh, and I feel like I need to wake up or something. I don't know. I think I fell asleep a little bit. Hey, Bam. That woke me up.
That woke you up. All right.
You know, okay. So I really, she kind of was all over the map with that one. You know, and I think that there is the first question was weird, that the guy called about and said, why are there, you know, with biracial kids, why do they tend towards the black side? Maybe they identify with them more. Maybe there is some inherent racism that they experience, that they feel like they need to hide behind the blackness. Maybe that people assume that that's their identity, and so that's what they gravitate towards. I don't know, but I think it depends on the kid. You know, it depends. It's very much an individual thing, and what's the difference? You know, I don't see why they're not embraced by both parts. You know, I think that there's everybody that I know, I don't think they really care about race. You know, I mean, really, it's the truth. Now, I look at a black man, I say, oh, it's a black man, but I don't really care. I don't make any assumptions about that person by any means. It's kind of like, if you're a jerk, because I'm going to use a nice term, then I'm going to treat you like a jerk. If you're a nice person, I'm going to treat you like a nice person. That's you know, it's on the merits of how you act as opposed to what you look like. It's kind of like if you're wearing an Ole Miss shirt or something, because I'm a State fan, I'm not going to assume certain things about you, you know, except for you're an Ole Miss fan. I'm going to treat you. I'm going to treat you well anyway. But you know.
Let's go back to the phone line. Hey, caller. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Now that the Ruth Ramble is over for the second time, God knows, I think one time a day is enough.
It's too much.
Well,
or should I call her Miss Sharpston?
Well,
she's good at getting the race stuff stirred up, buddy, and that seems to be all she's good for.
Yeah, we gave her some more time there.
It really gets old.
Yeah, we gave her some more time as we gave Has some more time as well. So we're just trying to be equal and fair.
Got a direction where he's going. He doesn't encompass from A to Z. You know, I've got a question. I don't keep up with the news that much. What is the deal with the acting police chief? Where is the appointed police
captain?
Chief?
I think
police captain. Acting Captain Darrell Thompson.
Right.
Yeah,
he's been acting for a long time.
Acting.
I mean, he's up for an Oscar at this point, or at least an Emmy. I don't know.
Right. I gladly accept this award on behalf of the Meridian Police Department.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Where is the police chief?
Well, then she's still the chief. He's a captain, but acting captain. I don't know what he's waiting for confirmation. I mean, it seems like he's been acting captain for 6 months.
It's been a while.
I mean, you know, go ahead, put him in the position. But the chief, you're right. Now, we have not seen a press conference from her.
Release statements is all we can see. Yeah.
But my question is she missing action? Is she on vacation or what? Well, why is Durrell or Turrell, whichever one it is, why is he the acting police chief?
He's acting captain.
Oh, captain. Acting captain. Okay, I stand correct.
Turn your hearing aid up there, Lefty.
Let's get to that point.
Right. I hear you.
I said, no, you want to go dancing? No, I've been to Jackson. No, I said dancing, not Jackson.
I think you might have some of that Biden blood in you where you get a little weird like that, you know?
Yeah. I better go get a transfusion.
Start sniffing hair, and that's when it's all going to go to waste.
Weird, yeah.
Well, anyway, that was my question for the day. I didn't understand.
Yeah. He is the acting captain of the
acting captain. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay, y'all. I'm trying my best to have a good Monday morning, but listening to this same as it ever was gets kind of old with the Ruth show. I got a suggestion to Miss Ruth. Why don't you call in about 5 minutes before the break every time you call in? At least y'all know how long it's going to go on.
So we got a timer on there. Yeah. That's a good point.
Well, anyway, my sympathies to all the Alabama fans. I'm sure the
condolences.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Maybe next year, huh?
Oh, yeah. What is it like to lose? I don't know, but we found out twice in 1 year. Oh,
we need to get that Kalen DeBoer fella out of here.
Games.
Yeah,
he's a
games. That one and the Texas game were good games. Go Tennessee. Go Tennessee. We see somebody in the SEC.
Rocky Top.
That's right. Stance, you know. All right, y'all. I'm listening in. Have a good one.
You
You
too.
too.
See you. So he went the football route there, Torquay.
Hey, trolling the Alabama fans.
Well, and I think the Texas Longhorns have finally been welcomed to the SEC properly.
Yeah, well, I just, I don't know if you watched the game. I watched about half of it, but they put Arch in, did pretty well,
Yeah.
and then they didn't put him back in. It was kind of like, okay, you were going to live and die on that hill, but it was odd. But anyway, that's all right. Whatever. It is what it is.
Exactly. I know we got phone lines ringing up, folks, but we are very, 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 very close to a break here, and I don't want to get into another phone call here when we got some bills we got to pay. So just sit tight, folks, and call us back on the other side of the break. And of course, we're online, WALTmeridian.com, Facebook Live, YouTube, and of course that mobile app. Be sure to download it and listen to us right there on your, well, I always say somewhat smart device. So we'll be back after this break. Stay with us. There you go. Toby Keith, the late Toby Keith, here on Mornings in Meridian. 485-9191 is our number. We'll get back to your phone calls in just a moment. But, back on Friday, we visited with our friends at Trucker Supply, and they just celebrated their 55th anniversary here in Meridian. They had a big event back on Friday, and I hope you had an opportunity to go down and check out all of the deals they have. But, they had deals on Friday, but they've always got deals down at Trucker Supply.
It's just a great deal down there at Truckers. 64 days till Christmas. Oh,
wow.
Man, it's coming fast. Woo-hoo. Well, they've got all kinds of things to shop for Christmas. That's your one-stop shop for all your tools. They've got Kinepix tools, of course, channel locks on steroids. They'll pump you up. And a full room. I mean, everything. It's like a Milwaukee tool superstore. Anything you need from Milwaukee, they have. They have them in stock, and they're ready to go, and they make great gifts for Christmas as well. They got the cordless power tools, the saws, drills, impact drills, sanders, grinders, cutters, routers, and they all have those interchangeable batteries. I mean, it's really a cool system. And, of course, if you like Yeti, and who doesn't, I'm drinking my my hot coffee out of a Yeti mug right now.
Bang.
And they got them down there, mugs, coolers of every size, lunch boxes, even Yeti dog dishes if you want to get the pooch a little something. That's right. Make it a Trucker Supply Christmas. 64 days. Go see them. 519 Highway 19 South. They've been doing it since 1969. Just friendly folks down there.
All right. 23 minutes away from the top of the hour. Let's go back to the phone line at 485-9191. Hey, caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. I haven't told a lie this morning at all.
Oh, you just got up?
Did you just got up?
Kamala is a Black, Christian, patriotic American. I'm glad I got that out of the way.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
I can't say that anymore.
All right.
I haven't told a lie. But isn't it funny how when they're talking about my candidate, we want to tone down the rhetoric. But if I'm talking about your candidate, the worse the rhetoric, the better. I remember something not too long ago saying the reason that Trump, that being shot, didn't affect him is because he was doing drugs. He was on drugs. I remember somebody saying something like that. Y'all remember that?
No, I never heard that one. That's interesting theory. Huh.
No. Well, they come from your caller this morning. That's why Trump didn't
on
affect
drugs.
him. That's why he stood up and shook his fist like that. He was on some kind of dope and drugs, Guys, talking about the lies coming out of politicians. Kamala was for fracking against fracking before she was for it. She was against guns. I mean, it's all on record. Her saying how about she was going to do away with assault-style weapons or anything like that. But now she's all about guns and even hunting. She's a hunter now.
Wow.
But, it's like I say. You can't erase the fact that she was raised a lot of her life in Canada. She wasn't even in America. Her father was a devout Marxist, right? Marxist.
Mm-hmm. I believe so, yeah.
And wrote a book on it. Wrote a book about it. So, just what exactly was her upbringing that she understand what it takes to be an American.
Middle class.
And
where did that come from? What does she know about the founding fathers and all that? But you
Mm-hmm.
know, if she's been taught in that around her father, she's been taught Marxism. And you know, one other thing, being dark skinned and being from India doesn't make you African American. So thanks a lot, guys.
All right. Appreciate it, Chuck. 601-485-9191. I will say one thing about the campaign. Of course, we're, thank God, 2 weeks away from this election because it seems like this has been the longest election cycle of any of our lifetimes. The things, obviously, that Harris has said on the trail, the flip-flopping on issues, you know, he mentioned fracking and, of course, a lot of other issues that she is that all of a sudden she has just seen the light.
McDonald's. Yeah.
Josh Shapiro, who a lot of folks thought was probably the leading contender to be her running mate. And of course, she went the other direction and picked Tim Walz, who obviously, which is obviously is a very ultra left decision. Shapiro maybe a little bit more to the center, but he was on one of the talk shows yesterday, and the host, I don't know if it was MSNBC, it was one of the Sunday shows, asked him the question, just paraphrasing here, what makes her policies different than Trump's? And he could never give a clear and concise answer on what is the differences. So I just thought to myself, I think Shapiro obviously is still kind of a little butthurt about not being picked as the VP choice. And we all know why he wasn't picked as the VP choice, because of, what he is. But it's just very interesting the way these two campaigns are coming down the home stretch here in these final 2 weeks. Yesterday, obviously, Trump at the McDonald's. You can call it stage campaign event all you want to.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it is.
Let's call it what it is.
It is what it is. But it was. I mean, everybody's talking about it this morning.
But he took the time to stage it at McDonald's.
Yeah, at McDonald's.
I mean, it's a very clear idea of where he's going.
And then he's around regular folks. That are working. And then he goes and hangs out with regular folks at the Steelers-Jets football game.
Right.
And they are chanting USA as he comes into the stadium and is up in his box up there.
Yeah. Folks
are not even watching the football game. And another thing that was not mentioned, too, there was a fan that ran onto the field last night. It was a woman. She was holding up a sign. Trump closed the border. Harris opens the border.
Really?
And I was like,
I didn't see that.
So then you get a sign basically that's saying that it's a positive spin in Trump's direction. That's a fan running on the field doing that. And it's just
fully clothed?
Yeah, fully clothed.
Okay, sometimes that.
To Lizzo and Usher and Stevie Wonder, all these big celebrities that have no skin in the game when it all comes down to it.
I didn't see Diddy with her. I guess he's kind of otherwise
he's a little
incarcerated.
He's a little busy at the moment, but
but that's
it's just
a dangerous bunch.
It's just the difference in the optics and the messaging of these two campaigns. And also, I mentioned earlier the endorsement.
Yeah,
the Pennsylvania steelworkers have now endorsed Trump. That's a big endorsement for him over the weekend.
It was, yeah, and of course the. As we saw the truckers, they did not endorse anybody, which was kind of a tacit endorsement for Trump because they, usually go Democratic. But yeah, as far as the philosophies of the campaigns go and where they're positioning themselves, yes, it's very much Trump is going with the common man. That's his strength.
Yeah,
that's his base.
Yeah,
and that's very smart. And she's reaching for these elites and just. Hoping that those celebrity endorsements will somehow, people will say, oh, I'm an Usher fan. Well, because I'm an Usher fan, that's going to decide who I vote for, or influence who I vote for. It's like, I'm sorry if people are actually influenced by that. Probably some are.
And that's sad.
But it is sad. But think for yourself. And regardless of someone's political outlook, I mean, you can be a fan of their music. That's fine. I don't like your politics. That's okay. But vote for who you deem to be the best candidate. And, Trump is definitely going with the common man. I mean, working at McDonald's, yes, it was staged. So what? He still chose to spend an hour there. And there's a reason for that. He's showing, hey, I can relate to you cooking fries now.
The guy that was showing him how to cook the fries, he said, put it up in the air to the sky. And he said, then you take the salt. He's like, I'm going to put some extra salt. He's like, no, sir. We put the regular amount in there. He's like, oh, but the salt is good. The salt is good. I was like, I got to watch what I'm doing around here. It was hilarious. I bet that kid was so nervous.
He didn't look nervous.
But he did great. He did great.
Yeah,
so,
they really did.
Let's go back to the phone line. Caller waiting patiently. Hey, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Hello, Citizen Solly.
I was going to wait and call in when that preacher's on, but who knows when he'll be back, right?
Yeah, we don't know. Nobody knows.
Yeah,
roll the dice.
His middle name is MIA.
Mia.
So I took a chance and I call in with a worldly traveler such as Charles.
Okay.
Rob, I had another opportunity last week.
Okay.
My boss now understands there is a proper way to put sheets on a bed, particularly printed sheets.
Pretty sheets. Oh, you have to sleep on the pretty sheets?
The printed.
Oh, the printed. I thought you said the pretty sheets. We'll just call them printed pretty sheets.
Pretty
How about
printed,
that?
Yeah.
There you go. Because I changed the sheets last week. She came in and she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, making the bed.
Mm.
And she said, well, you got the top sheet upside down. I said, no, I don't. I said, the printed side goes down, touching you.
Yeah.
She said, no. The printed side stays up so that everybody can see it. And I said, when you fold the covers back, guess what they can see?
Yeah. You're right. I hate to say it, but I've had that same discussion with my wife.
Everybody's had that argument.
And yes, you're exactly right.
And I had to call in backup. I looked in Google and showed it to her and walked away before she threw something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that wasn't anything out of the silverware drawer, was it?
She don't know where it's at.
Okay.
Where's the silverware?
Where's the silverware?
You moved it again.
You moved it.
But again, you know, I'm glad I'm retired now. I'm having all this opportunities to be the best husband I can and educate her as best as I can.
Wow. Oh, I would never say that about my wife, that I was going to educate her. But you're a braver man than I.
She does, or she did work on her PhD, and I didn't. So, you know, there we go.
So she's more qualified. Yeah, I understand.
There you go. I love it.
Well, guys, I came up with a theory the other day, and I think no one else has come up with this.
Awesome.
And, you know, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this.
Is it about sheets?
But, no, this is about the presidential election.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
If by chance Trump wins, and we all hope he does, do you know what the common theme is going to be?
What's
Trump can only beat women.
Well, yeah, but kind of who cares? I mean, you know, he can't run again, so
yeah, I mean, right.
So what? Bring it.
I mean, he beat Hillary, lost to what's his name,
Yeah.
and hopefully will win against Kamala.
What's it? Yeah, Joe can't remember his name either. What's my name?
What's my name again?
It's Joe. Well, that's true. Yeah, but I don't think he minds about that. You know,
no,
it doesn't bother him.
No,
bring it on. We don't care.
Me and the wife have already voted. We got to have a little medical procedure on that particular day, so we used the option of me being old and her having to have a little medical procedure. So we've already voted.
Fantastic.
Well done.
That's what the option's out there for.
Vote early, and in Louisiana, vote often.
That's right.
There we go.
Or Michigan.
Or Michigan or North Carolina or wherever you want to go. Yeah.
Maryland, I think. But yeah.
All right, Rob, heard there's a vacancy down in Hattiesburg.
Oh,
yeah, I saw there was a vacancy down there.
Yeah.
Will Hall got let go yesterday as the football coach at Southern Miss. So a job opening in Hattiesburg.
Maybe that Indiana coach is looking. Probably wouldn't make that move.
No. I don't know who they're going to get, to be honest there, Mr. Solly. That's going to be interesting.
Zach Arnett's available, I think.
But, ooh.
Dan Mullen.
It's going to be a tough vacancy to fill.
It is.
We all know that us USM guys, we ain't got a whole lot of money.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because, you know, Will Hall, he came from a background. He was over UWA for a while. I got to know Will when he was over there. High school coach. I mean, I don't know if you go that route looking for a Division II guy or maybe a junior college head football coach. Wink, wink.
Be.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Very interesting. But
yeah.
Again, we'll think about you guys going to see Sting tomorrow night in Atlanta.
Oh, there you go. I know
Okay.
that'll be fun. Good deal.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, good.
You guys take care.
And be careful how you make the bed from now on.
That's right.
I'm gonna make them right.
Make them right.
See,
I love it.
that's not a battle I would fight.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares?
I don't think you want to die on that
the
hill.
sheets are on the bed.
Yeah.
That's,
There you go. Thank you, Mr. Solly. Appreciate you.
You guys take care of yourself.
Yeah, you too. You know, and I guess the question is, so you want the sheet for when it's folded, who the hell's going to see it anyway? I mean, they're two, my wife puts the pillows on the bed. I got like 30 pillows. She's like, it looks nice. Who's going to see it? It's us. We're the only ones who see it.
Yes, dear.
Yeah.
That's always the answer.
30 pillows.
We'll be back after this break. All right, welcome back to the show. Here we got a few minutes left here before Glenn Beck invades things, and of course we'll have Clay and Buck thereafter at 11. Then the great Sean Hannity at 2, as he will argue about something and tell you that he's known Trump for 20 years, and he'll talk about his martial arts session, and
he did that.
he'll tell you he'll play all the clips like he usually does. There's your
yell.
Sean Hannity.
And he'll yell.
And he'll yell.
He's very angry.
And then, of course, my man Joe Pax on your way. It's kind of predictable at this point.
Yeah,
so.
Just going for the angry thing.
I should make fun of our other hosts, but they make it so easy.
He does.
Before we take our next phone call, we need to thank our good friends Doug Martin Sr., Doug Martin Jr., and Stacy.
Doug, and Stacy.
And Stacy down at Martin Roofing.
That's right. Been doing roofing right for over 30 years. Locally owned and operated, licensed in the state of Mississippi. They take pride in standing behind their work from start through cleanup. And I mean cleanup, it's like they were never there.
It's amazing.
Except for you got a brand new roof and it don't leak. Now give them a call today, 601-485-5920. They'll come by and give you a free estimate and inspect your roof for damage. Doug and Doug are happy to help with all your roofing needs. And, of course, they're a member of the Better Business Bureau because they are a better business. And you see their signs all over town. There's a reason for that. People use them. They know them and love them. Just great guys over there at Martin Roofing.
I was going down to Meridian on Friday. I saw a crew right down here, red Martin Roofing sign, and they were just busy as they could be up there.
And the thing about them, you can trust them.
Absolutely.
They are just great guys. So
let's go back to the phone line. Hey, caller, welcome in.
Hey, guys, this morning you get a double dose of peace, love, and can't do nothing about it.
We've gotten a double dose from everybody this morning. I'm kind of liking it.
Hey, yeah, I see. There's 3 double doses.
Three
today.
doubles.
Boom, boom, and boom, 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 boom. Yep.
But yeah, I just was compelled to call back in and say, hey, the Tasmanian devil, that's a real animal.
Yes.
And he's a guy, they say pound for pound, he has the strongest jaws of any animal out there, pound for pound. And then to ward off his attackers, he makes this loud shrieking sound. So when I say that, I'm not talking about the devil, the negative spirit. I'm just relaying them to the animal that's there. That's what he reminded me of from the first time me and that man met. He came up with something worse. He asked me, do I think he's the Antichrist? And I said, no, I don't think you're the Antichrist. I said, but I do have another name I call you. And he said, fine, hey, call me that. So I'm not calling him to strike whatever Miss Ruth feel in her head. And I understand what she's saying, because maybe she's mistaken that I was calling trying to make mockery out of a situation that we should be fixing and going forward, repairing and going forward. But like that, and like I always say, hey, I agree with 90% of what the Tasmanian devil is saying. We could work together.
There you
we
go.
just got to work on both ends, from the top to the bottom, from the east to the west.
There you go.
And let's do this thing. Hey, Mr. Frazier, like I say, I think we'll work for pie. If we get a ground roof there, we can come up with some solutions.
There you go. Pie makes everybody
That's
happy.
right. Pie's the payment.
All right. We're about out of time here. Got a couple minutes left. Appreciate you out there.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Before we get out of here this morning, we need to thank our good friends, Jerry and Betty Purvis down at Purvis Business Machines. Of course, 85% savings on those lease return color copiers down at Purvis. And you can also check out their website at gopurvis.com. And of course, beautiful showroom down there as well. And go check out all those big name brands.
That's right. 4505 Highway 39 North is where you'll find that beautiful showroom. And the great thing about Purvis is connectivity. They will install that printer, scanner, copier, and then connect all your devices to it. It's seamless. And that's what's great about it. Of course, they also have great service as well. So when you need them, all you got to do is call 601-693-COPY, and they're there in a fly. That's why there is service, not excuses, since 1979. Check them out online as well, gopurvis.com. But that number again, 601-693-COPY. Copy.
And also, before we get out of here for Glenn Beck at 9 o'clock, a big shout out to our good buddy Ty Booker and his amazing staff down at Premier Paint and Body. Folks, an accident, it's going to happen. Might get into a little fender bender, might have an issue like that. And if you are talking to the tow truck driver where you need to take your vehicle to, it's always needs to be Premier Paint and Body. Of course, they're right next door to Johnson Dodge.
That's right. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. And their number is easy to remember. Write it down, though. 601-482-PAINT. 601-482-PAINT. That'll get in touch with Premier Paint and Body. They are the premier paint and body shop in town. Like new results, no job is too small or too large. And, of course, they'll give you a free estimate and work with your insurance company. And all of their work has a lifetime warranty. Premier Paint and Body. They are the premier paint and body shop here in town. 601-482-PAINT.
College football real quick. The new top 25 poll is out. The Oregon Ducks are the new number one team in the land at 7-0. They got 59 first place votes there from the Associated Press. Georgia moved up to number 2 after their win over Texas. They got a couple of first place votes. Then you got Penn State, Ohio State, and Texas rounding out the top 5. 6 through 10 is Miami, Tennessee, LSU, Clemson, and Iowa State. And some other notable teams there. Texas A&M remains at 14. Alabama is at 15. They dropped 8 spots.
Oh, the lowest ranking since 2010?
Yeah. And then Ole Miss checking in number 18 this week. Missouri 21. That's the Tide's next opponent in T-Town this weekend. And what about the service academies? Army and Navy are both 23 and 24. And then for the first time in a long time, the Vanderbilt Commodores are in the top 25.
Anchor down. Well, and you know what's amazing about that? You know what the NIL budget is for Oregon?
You mean Army and Navy?
No, Oregon.
Oregon, yeah.
Almost $1 billion. $970 million. And Army and Navy, their budget?
Zero.
Right.
Go Army.
Fascinating.
Go Navy.
Go Ducks.
I like it. Doing it
$1 million.
Doing it the right
or $1
way.
billion.
Doing it the right way.
The old-fashioned way.
Exactly. Folks, hope you have a good rest of your day. Don't forget, listen in tomorrow. J.J. Anders from the Lauderdale County Board of Supervisors.
Get your questions ready.
Yeah, exactly. So he'll be on with us tomorrow at 7:30. Have a great day, folks.
From there.